Good morning, friends. My name is Angela and welcome to my YouTube channel. It is Saturday and I've got some errands to run, and there are some fun errands to run. So I thought I might see if I can vlog this. I don't know how this is going to work. Vlogging is always a little bit interesting. Like, it takes a lot of effort, I know, but I like these ones, just seeing people go about their day-to-day stuff. So I thought you might too. And after my last video that I shared with you when I did my wrap up for June, and I shared how my June was and my father passing, you were also incredible with your condolences and your well wishes and your prayers and your love, and I am so grateful. Thank you so much. You guys are really amazing. So anyway, today we're kind of getting back into it. I spent some time in the garden this morning and I was just fertilizing some of the vegetables out there. We've had a lot of really great rain and we've had a bit of a cold snap for the last week. So I thought it was a good time to get out there and fertilize my garlic and train some of my peas and the sweet peas, getting them on the trellises. I have an overabundance of coriander that I need to do something with today. And I think I might do a enchilada recipe, which I love, and I'll share that with you later. It's a surprising cookbook author that you may not expect. I just certainly didn't expect it when I came across it. So I've got it. That was something else in there. The kale is doing so well. The lettuces are bolting, but that's fine. I don't feel like eating lettuce right now, so I'm okay with that. And my garlic is going okay. And I've got flowers popping up, which is lovely. Lots of calendula, which I use to make a ointment or a salve. It's really nourishing. So anyway, that's all happening in the garden, but right now I am off to heading south, and it's probably about a 40-minute drive for me. So I have to go to a shop to pick up these little cushion covers that I wanted to get for our spare room that I'm doing up. And I ordered them weeks ago and I haven't gone down there to pick them up yet. So I'm going down there now, and fortunately it's right nearby one of my favorite bookstores, which I used to go to all the time when I worked in that area. And so I thought I'll pop into that store and see what I can find. So I'm going to bring you along this journey and we'll see what happens. Well, I'm back at home. I have my enchilada sauce simmering on the stovetop, so I thought I'd just jump on and have a little bit of a catch up on today and what's been going on. I'm not sure how all this vlogging is going to turn out, so we'll see how it goes. So please bear with me if it's not pristine. I had a really lovely morning. Do not let the blue skies fool you. It is cold at the moment. And so I've just put the heater on, I've got a cup of tea, and I'm ready to sit down and stay warm for the afternoon. It's just a beautiful day out there today, and to drive down to the southern suburbs where I went to run my errands today. I really do love going down the coastline when I go down to the southern suburbs. You can go direct down the freeway, of course. I feel like it's similar in terms of how long it takes you. It's really nice to go past the coast and have a look at the beach and see what's going on. So it is lovely out there, but it is cold. So do not let the fine conditions fool you. But yes, as soon as I got home, I decided to get this enchilada sauce on the go, and I went and harvested some coriander. When I sowed the coriander seeds, I did it in just one long drill of seeds, and they came up really well. And then I did another drill next to it a couple of weeks later. I realized that they have been overshadowed by the first drill. So hopefully me trimming them right down to the base will help the other one come up. And of course, the other coriander drill that I cut down today will come back. We could not grow coriander in summer where you want it with guacamole and everything. It's just too hot, and the coriander just bolts before you can really do anything with it. So I like to do it in winter, and it's something that I really love to let flower eventually. The coriander flowers are really beautiful, and the bees just love it. So coriander, by the way, is cilantro, just in case there was any confusion. Yeah, so I have the enchilada sauce on the go at the moment, and I thought I'd share with you where the recipe is from. It was a little surprising for me, but one of my favorite cookbook authors is Gwyneth Paltrow. She has some great books. This, I think, is her third book. It's All Easy. I have 3 of her books. I think it's the first one I don't have. This is a really great book, and it has a delicious enchilada recipe. And in the recipe, she actually does suggest, make a double batch of it. You always have sauce in the freezer ready to go. And it comes under this little chapter called Cozy Evenings. And it really is perfect for a winter evening to make some enchiladas. You can make the recipe itself with like a rotisserie chicken, or you could, if you wanted to, make the chicken yourself. It's really a great little recipe. I really do love this book. And the other one she has is that I really do enjoy is called It's All Good, which is, it's a different premise. This is like family gathering comfort food. There is an incredible macaroni and cheese recipe in here which uses an entire head of cauliflower in it, which is ingenious. Anyway, this one is much more comfort family style food. It's All Good is very different. I think the book came about out of Gwyneth Paltrow needing to have recipes when she was going through like an elimination kind of diet. So there was no nightshades, no grain, no dairy. There was so many no's, and the book itself, though, really, you get some great recipes in there. My paella that I make was based off one of those recipes in there. And anyway, her books are really quite surprisingly good. I would highly recommend to check them out anyway. But the enchilada sauce is on the go. I'll freeze that, and then I'll have sauce for months to make enchiladas whenever I feel like it. I still have a lot of coriander left over though that I have harvested, so I might have to go and just drop that off at neighbors and see if anyone wants any. It's quite a specific herb. Not everyone likes it. I want to share with you a few things of like what I got today, what my errands were. So the first thing I did was I was going to a store called Fledge Thread. And that was for these cushions that I bought a couple of months ago. They had like a little sale. Anyway, Fledge Thread, I thought, it's just so beautiful. It's owned by an artist who makes original artwork, and then she transfers it into textiles, and she also makes some original actual prints and paintings. I thought for sure she was in England. I really did. I thought she was in the Cotswolds or something like that, because they were so Beatrix Potter inspired, everything. But no, she's here in Perth, and I couldn't believe it. So when I found out about that, I thought, well, I have to get something. She's a local artist, why not? and I am redecorating one of our guest bedrooms. So we have 3 guest bedrooms in our home. 2 of them are done, but they have like 2 like double beds in those bedrooms, and I want to make the 3rd bedroom have twin beds in it. So it's suitable for children, it's suitable for maybe singles that are staying, not couples. And I want to do it a little bit whimsical and really like nice and airy. And so I came across these cushions, which I think are going to be the jumping off point for the whole thing. They are so lovely. They are this beautiful 100% cotton. They are just so beautiful. And they've got these little squirrels and this artwork and little acorns and everything on it. And so I thought this would be so cute to have just on the single, like on the twin bed, on the king size single bed, and maybe a bed that has an upholstered bed head in, say, like a blue and white ticking, and then maybe like I don't know, like a tartan blanket bedspread or something really light and a little bit whimsical and not too serious. And so I thought these were really cute. They are just adorable. And they do unzip and you can wash them and everything, but they're really cute. So I got 2 of these and they're so sweet, and I'll probably just interchange them out. But anyway, something a little bit fun. Next, I went to the bookstore, which was the Lane Bookshop, and that's a bookstore in Claremont. I used to work in Claremont, and so I would often go to the Lane Bookshop and spend my entire lunch hour there, and then remember I needed to get something on my way back to work. But I really love this bookstore. It has so much of everything in there. They really do specialize, I think, in ancient history and in non-fiction books. I think that's really their niche. But they also really have a great range of Australian authors. They have non-fiction and fiction Australian authors, poets, First Nation authors, and they really do promote them. They really do try and encourage people to read them. While I was there was a lady she had come in to find a book for her book club. And the person she was talking to that worked there was so knowledgeable, and she was sharing a number of books that would be suitable for book clubs. And a lot of the ones that she recommended were Australian authors, and some were Perth authors as well. So they really do encourage people to try and read those local authors. I particularly like going in there because they have, now I've said that, they actually have a great selection of unknown authors, I think. Like authors that I've come across in reading Slightly Foxed or things like that, I've found in the Lane Bookshop, and I really do enjoy going in there. It is such a treasure trove, so many interesting books. I really enjoy it. And I bought a couple of books, not too many, but I had to buy a couple. But I recently bought a lot of books, like I shared with you in my last video. Both of these are autobiographical memoirs, which is interesting. But the first one is Memoirs of a Fox Hunting Man by Siegfried Sassoon. And I had this on my birthday wish list. It was something I saw for the first time on the bookshelf at the Lane Bookshop. I've wanted it for such a long time, and I just never got around to buying it. So I got it today. And it's an interesting book, so I'll read the summary for you. In the 1920s, a young man grappling with the horrors of the war from which he had just returned decided to write about a happier time. A time of cricket matches and fox hunting, the busyness of village life, and the shyness of youth. That man was Siegfried Sassoon, and this is his book. Originally published anonymously, it went on to become Faber and Faber's first bestseller, a classic depiction of pre-First World War Britain. Memoirs of a Fox Hunting Man tells 2 mirrored stories about a boy coming of age and a country losing its innocence. I think it just sounds like it's going to be a beautiful book of like a lot of nature writing, and it's going to be a lot of fun and really evocative of happier times in Britain before the war and this particular man's experience. I believe it's the first of 3 books that he wrote, like a little bit, not a trilogy, but a trio of books. And one of them, I think, was actually In the Trenches. So anyway, I think it was originally published anonymously, and then eventually his name was attached to it. And it just sounds like a really fascinating book. And I think it'd be easy to get lost in the nostalgia that he has for Britain before the war. The next book I got is another British one, after all that touting Australian authors. It's a new release, and it's All Before Me, A Search for Belonging in Wordsworth's Lake District by Esther Rutter. Again, this is an autobiographical book. The summary is, in her 20s, Esther Rutter suffered an acute mental breakdown while living in Japan. Sectioned in a Japanese psychiatric institution until she could be flown home under escort, her recovery only began when she took a job in the Lake District at Dove Cottage, the home of William and Dorothy Wordsworth. All before me is a moving account of the struggle to know oneself on the journey into adulthood, intertwined with the stories of the Wordsworth siblings at Dove Cottage. In the beautiful hamlet of Townend, where a cultural epoch was born, Esther found the spirit of place that sustains and inspires, making possible all that lies before us. I would like to know a little bit more about the Wordsworths. I don't know a lot. I know the name. I know that they're such an indelible legacy, but I think this might be a bit of a gateway into their world. So I'm looking forward to reading that one too. So those are the two books I got. And then after I got those, I went into another store in Claremont as well. And I was looking for some Emma Bridgewater mugs. I really do love the mugs, but they are so expensive to get shipped over to Australia. The cost of shipping is almost the same as the mug itself. So I stumbled across one of these stores in Claremont that had Emma Bridgewater goods in there. And so I remembered that and I thought, well, while I'm there, I'll go in and have a look because I wanted to get a couple of other ones. I only have one I only had one until today. And I just really enjoy it for hot chocolate, for big cups of tea. It is such a pleasure to use Emma Bridgewater mugs. So I got two. The first one I got is this one, which I think I've got tea in here. The Good Life Favorite Dog Walks, and it's a half pint. And it just has these, it's a country scene. There's something, they're wearing their gumboots, their galoshes, walking through the country, walking their dogs. And I thought it was beautiful. And then the other one I got, this King Charles Cavalier Spaniel mug. Before we had our little puppy Luna, we had another dog called Lulu, and she was a Blenheim colouring. So she is the tan and the white, whereas Luna is tricolour. She has, I think it's called Prince Charles. So she has black, white and tan. They only have this one in the Cavalier Spaniel. They don't have the tricolour. So I really love this one. I'd wanted to get it for a while. And so when I went in there and I saw the range, I thought, well, I could just get the one, but I don't know if I will see this one again. I hadn't seen it. So that's my justification for it. I really do love these ones that depict the life, like a real lifestyle one. The other one I have is like mice harvesting raspberries and strawberries, which is beautiful. And there are other ones of like tinkering in the shed or gardening. And I do like those ones. The flower ones are beautiful, but I prefer these lifestyle kind of ones over those ones. So that's my little treat today. So I think I'll probably sit down, enjoy this cup of tea and read a book before I have to get into a few more chores this afternoon. Stay inside where it's a little bit warmer with the heater on. We don't have a fire, but I love putting on just a YouTube fireplace with a bit of crackle in the background. It is so nice to just have that little bit of background noise. So that's something I've enjoyed doing lately while I'm reading a book. But I think I might put this up off schedule. I might not put this up on Thursday. I think I might put this up this weekend. We'll see if I get the time to do that. Might be a nice little surprise for you. A thank you for you guys for being so encouraging and lovely and sending me all your good wishes. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you like this little glimpse into my day. Please do let me know if you like this sort of stuff, and I'll keep that in mind for future videos. But speaking of future videos, thank you also for the questions that you've been giving me for a future video, which is going to be a Q&A. If you have any questions, please leave them below. That'll probably be a couple of videos away, I think, when I do that. And you guys have come through with some really interesting ones that have made me think about my answers seriously. So I will be very well prepared to give you a thoughtful answer. But please leave any questions below and I'll be pleased to answer them in a future video later in July. Thank you so much for commenting and subscribing. I hope you have had a lovely weekend and you have a great week ahead, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye.